question says delta H reaction is a state function, true or false? Let me say a few words about what a state function is. From the lecture outlines, you probably remember that a state function is a property for which changes in the property are independent of path. Changes in the property are independent of path. And independent of path means that no matter how you get from an initial to a final state, the change is always the same. So, and that's kind of an abstract concept, I understand, but examples of state functions are everything that we care about. Delta H reaction, so pressure, temperature, volume. We will yeah, I guess those are the main ones here. And the biggest thing that we have to know is that not a state function is work. So there can be different amounts of work for the same for different paths. So and the example that we gave in the lecture outlines was that if you climb a mountain, the amount of work it takes depends upon path. And it's also true that the amount of heat that it takes, and work is W, by the way. Heat is lowercase letter q. Heat is also not a state function, but heat as not a state function is more abstract. And I guess these are all the possible variations of this homework question, whether it's a state function or not. Including heat and work, and pressure, temperature, volume, and delta H reaction. The example that we will give of work, and we'll get to this later in this homework assignment, is that if you change pressure and do pressure volume work on a gas, the pathway depends on how much work it takes. Anyway, so that's a long way of saying that delta H is a state function, is true. And our application of this is that we will be able to calculate delta H reaction for any reaction in this, in chemistry, really. And we don't have to know how the reaction happens. We don't have to know if the reaction takes 10 minutes or 4 hours or 4 days. All we need to know is that delta H reaction is a state function, and the amount of time it takes, the amount of heat or work involved in the process will not affect the value of delta H reaction. So kind of an abstract concept, and could be on the exam, but less likely to be on the exam, to be honest. Any questions about this?